Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let's just introduce myself. My name is Almas Mufahana Zaira and I'm from Muhammadiyah University of Kendal Batang and Graduate School of Nursing. This video was my last midterm exam assignment for semester 2. So, enjoying these videos. The history of diplomatic struggle to fight for and seek recognition of Indonesian Independent Forum ordination has produced a number of respected and revered diplomats, politicians, and cultures. An intellectual statement and democracy fighters who persistently fought against various forms of imperialism, vandalism, and fascism before and after Indonesian independence.
Awakening of Asia, the rebirth of the Orient, also affected us. At the end of the 19th century, we began to regain our soul and gave birth to a national movement which aimed at freedom from Dutch colonial.
This is an excerpt from Sultan Syahrir's speech at the United Nations Security Council meeting when the issue of decolonialization of Indonesian territory was discussed.
To free Indonesia from Dutch rule had become universal.
In this historic speech, Syahrir praised Indonesia as a nation that has been civilized from centuries but was then exploited by the colonials. Brilliantly, Syahrir also refuted one by one the argument presented by the Dutch representative Van Clevens, so that Indonesia suggests in the position as a nation that fought for its sovereignty in the international arena.
And now that both parties have accepted the order of the Security Council, there has been a peace in the hopes of the Republic for a peaceful solution. So long, however, as Dutch troops remain in Republican territory, there remains the threat to the very existence of the Republic, and therefore also to lasting peace. The Republic of Indonesia.
Born in Padang, West Sumatra, on March 5, 1909, with the real name Shahrazad Sultan Syahrir, was raised in an educated and quite wealthy family for this time. Syahrir's father, Muhammad Rashad, title Maharaja Sultan, came from Kota Gadang Agam, West Sumatra, while his mother, who came from Natal, was a descendant of a local king of Tapanuli regions.
When his father was appointed as an advisor to the Sultan of Delhi as well as the chief prosecutor at the court in Medan, as a child, Syahrir also moved to the city in Medan. Syahrir completed his elementary and secondary education at two of the best schools in the city, namely ELZ and Mulo in Medan. In 1926, Syahrir continued his education at the Senior High School or AMS in West Java. In this city, Syahrir was not only busy studying but also active in theater and political activities. In 1927, Syahrir, for example, was recorded as one of founders of Young Indonesia or PNI, which later changed its name to Pemuda Indonesia. In 1929, Syahrir continued his studies in the Netherlands and became a law student at the University of Amsterdam before finally moving to Leiden University. In the Netherlands, Syahrir met a great figure, namely Muhammad Hatta, who was at the time the chairman of Indonesian Association. Muhammad Hatta invited Syahrir to join the organization, even though in the end Hatta and Syahrir reasoned due to difference of opinions. In 1931, Hatta asked Syahrir to return to Indonesia first and form a new TNI. Hatta and Syahrir immediately formed a newspaper called Daulat Rajaat to continue to voice the rebellion in the Dutch East Indies. Sultan Syahrir was arrested and exiled to Bovendigul, which was the exiled again to Banda Neira and finally to Sukabumi by the Dutch East Indies government, before the government finally moved to the Japanese colonial. During the Japanese government, Sukarno, Hatta, and Syahrir shared roles in seeking Indonesian independence. Syahrir was said to have moved from underground which tended the resistance to the Japanese government, and Sukarno-Hatta tended to be cooperative. Sultan Syahrir with the young group asked Sukarno to immediately free Indonesia, but this was rejected. Then the Ringastinglo incident occurred, namely the kidnapping of Sukarno-Hatta by the young group. Finally, Sukarno and Hatta agreed to proclaim independence on 17/8, 1945.
Maar wel of men bereid is elkander enig krediet te geven dengan penandatanganan persetujuan delegasi berlaku suatu kejadian yang besar.
It didn't stop there. Sultan Syahrir was appointed as the first Indonesian minister in November 1946. The Dutch delegation was ready to negotiate with the Republic delegation to resolve the Indonesian territorial dispute. The negotiation finally success with the Linggarjati Agreement. Syahrir met the Dutch helpless in the United Nations, where the Netherlands have been proven to have violated the rules because of the military aggression that occurred in 1647.
In short, the relationship between Syahrir and Sukarno did not go well and ended with Syahrir arrest without trial. With the situation, Syahrir had a stroke and was erased to Switzerland, but eventually died on April 9, 1960. That's my brief explanation of Sultan Syahrir's struggle. Thank you so much for watching these videos and see you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.